Hey guys, welcome back by a new video on the channel. So yesterday I made a video where I showed the first interview of Dillon Danis after the fight lost with Logan Paul. So I want to be fair, and now I'm gonna show the first podcast where Logan is openly talking about the Dillon Danis fight. I'm gonna be really irritated because I don't like Logan Paul, but let's go into it.
I'm gonna talk about it, but the first thing I did when I woke up this morning was I went straight to Twitter. I was like, will it continue? Will they still be supporting? And that man was getting slayed on Twitter. Every tweet he made, people were like, you're embarrassing. All the memes were reversed.
Yes, it did surprise me as well how easily people turned on Dillon Danis after the fight loss, because if you now look at his Twitter page, it's all hate and memeing and all being like an ass against him, and the same people that were supporting him in the beginning before the fight now turned on him in a couple of days. Just shows how easily people on the web turn on you if they give him the chance.
Logan was walking him on a dog leash,
and
it just felt like all was right. Darth Vader had been defeated. The Death Star had crashed, and it was just, it felt.
Maybe it's me, but I think Logan Paul would be seen more as Darth Vader than Dillon Danis is. I still think more people hate Logan Paul than hate Dillon Danis, honestly. I think if you would make a poll of all the people in the world and you let them vote who they hate more, Logan Paul or Dillon Danis, I still think more people will hate Logan Paul, because people won't forget about the forest stuff. That is something that he is never going to restore. So yeah, I still think Logan Paul is more hated than Dillon Danis.
Like, he did a great job promoting this fight, but through a not super morally sound way. That at what cost? Like, it just didn't need to go there. And now,
maybe it is me, but my boy Logan Paul should not be talking about morals. This guy legit did go after Dillon's dead father and the forest stuff. He doesn't have morals himself, obviously, and I think it's just really weird how he says, Dillon did a great job of promoting the fight, but I'm still going to sue him. That really doesn't make any sense to me, and people are going to say it's Nina, it's not Logan. Logan financially supports the entire lawsuit, and I just think Logan Paul was involved in it. I've seen enough evidence to support that, and I just think Logan Paul was the person that was as hurt about the situation as Nina was. So why are you suing someone? Why are you still doing the lawsuit? Know that Dillon Danis did a good job of promoting the fight. That was one of the reasons you fought Dillon Danis in the first place, it seems, because Dillon Danis is known as someone that knows how to promote a fight, is known as a troll. That is the reason you fought him in the first place, but I guess it just got too much for my boy Logan.
I'm not gonna sit here and act like I did something glorious by defeating Dillon Danis. Like, it was a boxing match. I looked kind of sloppy sometimes. I didn't feel like my performance was where it could be. I was a little conservative with my boxing, but I did what I said what I was gonna do, and I beat his ass for 6 rounds. Like,
that is not true. What Logan wanted to do is to knock out Dillon Danis, and he didn't do that. Dillon Danis stood his ground against Logan Paul, and I think that really irritated him, because he said multiple times before the fight that he wants to knock out Dillon Danis, because then he's seen as the glorious person that defends his wife. But he didn't get that pleasure because Dillon Danis didn't get knocked out. Dillon Danis even landed a couple shots, and Dillon Danis obviously tried to do the entire MMA stuff on Logan, which didn't work, sadly.
I beat that boy up, and he's so, I think, emblematic of society in that motherfuckers just talk shit behind their screens, aren't about any action, contribute absolutely nothing to the world except negativity, bring everyone else down to try to make themselves feel better. And the fact that I got to pick one of those fucking clowns, Twitter warriors, keyboard losers.
Logan is really acting like he's the hero, he's the tough guy defeating like a keyboard warrior, but to me it just seems like both Logan and Dillon Danis lost in the situation. Logan looks like a person that's really butthurt about his wife being exposed. Need to have legal consequences as against Dillon Danis. Was really upset because if you watched like the clips before the fight, Logan was definitely upset. You could see that he was emotional, he was hurt about Nina being exposed, and Dillon Danis looked silly for trying to fight Logan Paul the way he did in the fight, trying to do the MMA stuff, getting beaten up.
Isn't punching, that's problematic for me. Like every time I catch people in sparring, it's counter punching, and I can go on the offensive, which is what I did. But when a fighter Dillon entered.
I would say Dillon Danis is much more of a fighter than Logan Paul is. Logan Paul is an influencer guy that boxes for a couple of years. Dillon Danis had an entire career with his martial arts and trained for many years. So I think if there's any person that is considered to be a fighter, I would say Dillon Danis. Definitely not Logan Paul. I would not say Logan Paul is a fighter. He only fights because he gets like a publicity for it and all that kind of stuff. Dillon Danis definitely seems like the fighter of the two, and I just think it's really weird that he's marking Dillon Danis when he is the influencer guy that only knows boxing for a couple of years.
Ego would have been like, yeah, I knocked him out, but we got to see Dillon expose himself for the fucking clown and disgrace to combat sports that he is. He shot himself in the foot, bro, you're not even good at the thing you said you're good at. He tried to do a guillotine choke on me. He pulled guard. He tried to take me down in a boxing match.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, Logan, you had a bodyguard, and the bodyguard needed to save you when Dillon was trying to do the MMA stuff, so you definitely seemed to be scared about it, and he only had like a couple seconds to do it, so I think it's pretty silly to say that he sucks at jiu-jitsu, because it was only like a couple seconds. Like, I think if there was a street fight between Logan Paul and Dillon Danis, I think Dillon would absolutely destroy Logan Paul, because I don't think Logan Paul is going to survive the grappling.
He threw more punches than my security guard. Yeah.
Do you take an MMA fight with him?
No, you know why? I said I would if he gave me his whole purse, which is not gonna happen, obviously.
He's giving that to Nina.
Oh, this Greg dude was saying he's going to give it to Nina. Oh, this man is so annoying. And is Greg dude the father, obviously, of Jake and Logan? Well, let's say he had a couple of videos where he was doing pretty inappropriate things with really young girls, so I don't think he should be the one to mark someone else. And I find it so weird that you're so proud about suing someone, because you're the first person, Logan, that legit sued someone in a fight because you got butthurt. People are gonna say it's Nina, but obviously Logan is behind as well. If Logan would have said, I don't want this, Nina, I don't want this lawsuit, I'm going to look bad, obviously Nina is not going to continue the lawsuit, or maybe like Nina is the boss who really knows. But I think if Logan would have said, I don't want this, Nina, it's going to make me look bad. I don't know what is with like the entire Paul family and being proud about financially destroying people.
He has an opponent. Back up your words. Are you a man? You can't talk that much shit for 3 months. You can't try to ruin some.
When Logan said, are you a man? Like, Logan, you shouldn't be talking. You're the dude that got so butthurt that you needed to have legal actions taken against another fighter. You're the first guy in history that did this. So you should not be saying, oh, if he's a real man, he will do this. If you were a real man, Logan, you will legit stop the lawsuit stuff, and you would just have fought him. No crying, no weird stuff, no bodyguards that need to save you. Just one person versus another person, and you would have knocked him out.